So for the first couple of years working as a trainee chef, it was all a bit of a kind of just an existence, a job. There was no kind of career about the thing. And this day release thing, which was kind of 5 days working in the kitchen, big long hours, and then the sixth day I called college, and then the seventh day obviously trying to be off or whatever that meant. So I quickly worked out that no one actually checked if I went to college or not, so I ended up only occasionally giving it some attention. However, sparrow in the works was my father had a chain of music shops, one in Scarborough and one in Hull and one in Grimsby and somewhere else. And he used to always arrive in Hull to do an inspection of one of his shops once or twice a month. So whenever he arrived in Hull, I used to have to pretend to go to college and all the rest of it. So initially, I suppose the whole thing about learning French and or French culinary terms and all the books and all the thing was all about, seemed to me, not about one's ability to be able to cook or understand ingredients or what to do with stuff, but actually it was all down to do with memory and how good you were with remembering French. I remember the light at the end of the tunnel came when I was shown two books, Cuisine Monsieur by Michel Gerard, and the second one was Paul Bocuse. He had a book called Nouvelle Cuisine, and that felt to me a far better way of doing lighter, more creative styles of food. But saying that, the important thing, I suppose, was the classical framework and structure where one learned about derivatives. So you made a Espanol sauce, and the derivative of that was sauce Robert. And if you added gherkins to it shredded, that became a charcutier, etc. It's all that kind of framework which is really important. And I also remember some of the great people I worked with in Beverley. And one guy was called Craig Bancroft, who I think was an assistant. He wasn't actually, he was a training manager. I think he ended up in Northcote Manor. Another great guy who will always be very fond to me is a guy called Alec Howard, who came, I think, to work in the kitchen on his management part of his induction, and I corrupted him to such an extent where he continued to be a chef, and I think now he's quite a well-known consultant. He's a great guy. But during that time, I also began to create some of my own dishes and some of my own ideas, which were rather kind of extreme, and some of them were amazing, and a lot of them were absolutely shocking. And during that time, the important thing was that I upgraded my motorcycle to a CB 125S Honda Orange, and that would do nearly 70 mile an hour. So that was pretty good. But more later.